What's up guys, it's Project and here's my first build for World, and surprisingly it's a bow build of all things. Ever since I made the combo guide for bow, I've just been playing it non-stop and decided to make a build for it. I'm calling this one the Obliterator. Because we're going all in on bow's most devastating attack, Dragon Piercer. I'm capable of getting over 100 damage procs from arrows on some monsters, and it's not even finished yet. Farming for decorations is so much more painful than past games, but I'll show you guys what I'm working towards at least. This build does a lot of damage, but at the price of being wonky, as I utilize the skill Critical Draw. What this does is it makes the first attack you do after drawing your weapon gain affinity. At level 3, you gain 100% affinity, so 100% chance to crit. Crits increase damage by 25%. To make the most of this effect, I went with Diablos' bow, the highest raw damage bow. However, it has negative affinity of 30%, meaning with crit draw, I'd have a 70% chance to crit. So to get it to 100, I added in everyone's favorite eye patch to give me +2 weakness exploit. So now I always crit when I draw and use Dragon Piercer. So the playstyle of this build is draw, Dragon Piercer, sheath, draw, Dragon Piercer, sheath, draw, Dragon Piercer, sheath, etc, etc. So that's the one wonky part, but it works extremely well. With the level 3 slot and the eye patch, put in piercing shots, which increases DP's damage even further. Second wonky part is peak performance. At level 3, this gains you a whopping 20 attack at the price of being full life in order to keep it active. Normally you would never be getting hit with bow, but small nicks from Effluvium or Teostra's Fire Aura, or Nergigante just instant transmissioning behind you tend to deal a pinch of damage to knock you out of it. And stopping to heal constantly for a slither of health to go back to peak is dumb. Well, that's where augments come in. Specifically, the Life Leech augment. This, with Dragon Piercer, will gain you back that pinch of life lost, putting you back into peak performance. Since I don't have the final version made yet, due to not having all the jewels needed, or a stone needed to augment the bow, despite slaying dozens of tempered elders, here's the final spec I made that I'm building up to, and you should as well. It's really hard to test numbers when I or most don't have a lot of decorations to play around, but this is the most optimal min-max setup I can think of for a non-low life build. I don't use critical boost as the setup will not work with it. Slots are a key component and you need to have elementless and piercing shot jewels gemmed in to be the same effectiveness. Critical boost charm also cannot be upgraded, meaning you need 2 crit boost jewels or replace some of your armor. So you have to sacrifice something for a mere 5% boost per crit boost level, so it's not worth it in my opinion for this setup. Critical boost is equivalent to attack +2 per level anyways, so it's not really worth the trouble. Aside the eye patch, I use Kaiser Male Beta for the special ammo boost, but also comes with 2 level 1 slots, to which you will put attack jewels in. Then we have Basil Gee's Arms Beta for the awesome +2 crit draw and level 2 slot, perfect to gem in Elementalist, which increases raw damage for pure raw weapons, hence using Diablo's bow, since free element weapons count as true raw until you activate their elements with free element skill. Waste is Vol's Beta for the last peak level, as well as 2 more level 1 slots for attack jewels, bringing you to attack +4. And lastly the legs being Basil Alpha for the final crit draw level, and 1 slot for quick sheath. For the bow you want 2 quick sheath level 1 jewels, which is necessary to have with crit draw, otherwise you're a bit too slow to chain the combo of DP after another, which happens a lot of the time. Without them you'd be too slow and either get hit or have to reposition all over again. With level 3 quick sheath, it only takes 1 second to sheath and pull out your weapon again, so I recommend it over something like attack. I still haven't gotten Hero Stone to augment, but you would want to augment health regain, aka Life Leech. I think it's mandatory for peak performance builds against certain monsters or in the lava zones in Elder's Recess. But that, my hunters, is the final build you'd work towards. Heavy on the jewels, but if you put it together, it should be amazing. I'm basically missing 3 attack jewels and 1 quick sheath, as well as the health regain augment, but one day I'll get it. For mantles, you want Vitality and Rocksteady. Rocksteady is mainly to negate roar so you can level 2 charge your Dragon Piercer easily, and Vitality is just to save your skin. For Palico, either use Thunder Cage or Chorus Horn 1. Thunder Cage for wyverns that fly, the Chorus one for everything else. At a higher level, that cat basically can give you dash juice like buff, so your stamina always stays high always, so that's why I also recommend the Chorus Horn one. If you don't have the Life Leech augment yet, then use Healing Palico and maybe Health Booster instead of Rocksteady. Playstyle wise, well, it's DP spam. You mainly only use DP with draw, shoot, sheath, repeat. Skill comes from knowing when to use DP and when not to, as well as where to aim. This will vary monster to monster, but aiming down the longest path, tail or head first, is the best for damage. So you want to shoot either from directly in front or directly behind a monster. You can also shoot the wings from the side if you line it up right, which can do decent damage of about 4 to 5 hits. But the main reason I've been balls deep in bow is it makes a lot of the annoying and dangerous monsters like Basil Geese or Black Diablos super easy peasy. DP is also amazing against Valhazak and Xenojiva. Otherwise, the build in general is decent at everything else. For smaller guys, probably just best to use power shots without constantly sheathing and drawing your weapon. This build is best for solo players where the monster is focusing on you most of the time, unless you have a party that can lock down the monster somehow with paralysis or something. For coatings, power is the way to go for DP, otherwise I use close range for pot shots, and paralysis for locking down a monster once or twice to use DP again. But that is the guide for my first world build, the Obliterator. I'm having a lot of fun with it since despite being simple and spammy, it's fairly hard and challenging to use against tempered monsters because you're locked in place when using DP. Messing up a shot also yields crap damage, so it's a constant good test of your timing, aim, and predicting where a monster is going to be. Otherwise, you're gonna get hit hard. So yeah, I just wanted to get this build out that I'm working on. I plan to make a normal power shot build in the future since this is more specialized. But right now I'm probably going to focus on a huge tip video next for just helpful stuff people will benefit from knowing. If you want to know the ins and outs of bow and how to play it, check out my combo guide for bow on my channel. It will also be in the end screen annotation of this video. I hope you guys have fun with the build, and if you enjoyed watching, make sure to leave a like, comment down below your thoughts on the build and what your placeholder setup is till you get the gems needed, and of course, subscribe for more Manhunt epicness.